What is up, everyone? This is KOTPodcast episode 7. I am here with... Other way. Here we go. Handsome Dragon from Destiny Ghost Stories. Say hello.
Hey, how's it going? Glad to be here.
So we were experiencing a lot of difficulties with OBS and trying to get stuff set up. So we ended up just,
We're just winging it.
We're just kind of making it work right now. So we normally ask people 4 questions right off the bat. How'd you get into Destiny? What you like about... now I can't even think of our questions. How'd you get into Destiny? Let's just start with that one.
I got into Destiny. I've played FPS games since GoldenEye. Got Halo as soon as that came out. Me and my brothers played Halo all the time. And so when we heard that Bungie was producing a new, first-person shooter, but with this bigger world attached to it, we were immediately hooked. We knew right away that this was going to be a game we were going to get. And so we played the beta. Being on Xboxes, we couldn't go with the alpha, but as soon as the beta came out, we got that, played that, loved it, and I've been playing ever since.
Nice. Let's see, your gaming career. What have you done in other games? Like, have you done podcasts for other games, or is this your first kind of real podcast?
This is really the first one. I've always been kind of a gamer, always loved video games, but I've never really gotten involved with a community of a game until Destiny, and part of that's just how great this community is and how receptive it is to content creators, people going out, and everyone's willing to help and give advice, and kind of this, the whole support smaller streamers group out there. Everyone does a really good job, so this has been the first time I've really gotten involved with something like that.
Why don't you tell us about your clan and how you like your clan? What about it you like? Stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm part of Uprising Family Gaming. We have a couple different branches. We have Uprising Dads. We started out as the Dads of Destiny clan, and then we kind of broke away when our leaders and their leaders we didn't see eye to eye on a lot of things, and so we felt that our clan was best just kind of going our own direction, and so we broke away from that. And so we had Uprising Dads, and then we had a kind of not really a competitive clan with Uprising Warmind, but it's our PvP clan, and none of us are top tier 1% PvP players, but we all have a passion for PvP. We have a passion for learning and teaching, and so that was kind of what Warmind was based around, and taking guys who swore they would never play the Crucible, and then bringing them in and working with them, and kind of having them record their gameplay, and then allowing us to kind of critique it and walk them through radar detection, not just running into a fight because you died and now you're pissed and you want to kill someone else, but really being smart engagements. And it's been incredible, the amount of growth we've had. I know our first clan war that we participated in, we didn't do very good. and then we had a string where we won, I think it was 4 in a row.
Yeah, you tore them away from us.
Yeah, so
we
weren't
very happy about that.
No, I know.
Yeah.
we had some good bantering on the forums.
Yeah,
it was all good. Good fun, but yeah, now it's unknown. Now they're the leaders. We got to try to.
Yeah, they came out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
It's the unknown kids, I swear.
Yeah.
For those of you that are new to the podcast, I am from Knights of the Phoenix, a great clan, way better than Uprising.
Except for the 4 weeks where they lost to us.
Yeah. We're a very competitive clan, as I'd imagine is Uprising. We do clan wars just like Uprising does. We do PvP and PvE just like they do. I don't know how to distinguish us other than we're more of a mature clan, and I mean that by we are more older people I would say,
Mm-hmm.
just from my experiences. We don't really allow people that are that young, just because we do have some people in here who are not safe for work. Let's put it that way. Um, and very much so in that aspect. Um, but yeah, both are great clans. And at some point we'll have to have a clan v clan tournament.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Yeah, we're mostly dads, since that's where we started from. I would say probably 80% of our memberships dads, if not more. But we've also branched into the Uprising Rogues, which is our non-dads clan, and so we got friends, family, just guys and girls that like to compete and have fun.
All right. Well, this week Bungie dropped some stuff on us. They dropped a blizzard on us, quite literally. And no, it's not the gaming company. We got snow.
Glorious snow.
We got snow in the Cosmodrome. A new thing for Destiny. Hype.
Hmm. But no, it's. I'm excited. I mean, that was just a taste, and I'm sure it was intentional. But they wanted to show us some of the possibilities now that old gen is going away, and it's only going to be on the next gen consoles. Weather changes is just the start, in my opinion.
There were several new things that they actually showed us in there. One of them being the Galar Wing, and the Iron Galar Wing, which you can get with the pre-order, which is awesome. It looks amazing. Some of those concept arts, I want all of them. Like, they all looked amazing.
Yeah, there was one that looked like a Harley Davidson Howler type of bike, and it looked pretty sick.
The one looked like the girl from the new Star Wars movie, the Rey, her like giant bike thing.
Yeah, it looked like
and
one
I
of her
was like,
bikes.
somebody watched the Star Wars thing and totally ripped that from there. Like,
Yeah. I'm kind of torn with the Galar Wing. Like on one hand, like as the player, I love it. It looks awesome. I can't wait to drive around in it, and from my perspective, drive around on the new SRL course that they were showing off in that video.
Was that what that was?
But at the same, not confirmed, but that was. I know a couple other people watched that video, and just the way that they held the video, and they had the people on the side applauding and clapping and parading as it crossed a certain threshold. Like to me, it looked like they were showing off a new track yet to be announced. But then on the other hand, kind of knowing the lore of Galahorn and that it made from the armor of fallen guardians, the Galarwing kind of just seems kind of silly in that sense. But I'm still excited. I'm hyped for it.
But we'll get to your lores later. Don't you worry. We're gonna have stuff about that. We'll get there.
We'll get there.
So something we like to do on this podcast is what I like to call getting good. List 1 to 3 things that you want to work on this week to get good at Destiny, at life, at something that you want to do better this week. Go ahead. Go.
All right. Well, all right. I'll start off with Destiny. I guess for PvP, what I've been struggling with the most is it's kind of funny because when you're first starting out and you're learning and you're improving a lot, part of like you're learning the radar and you're learning good engagements, but then it reaches a point where you start to get that confidence where I can win 9 out of 10 one-on-one engagements, and then so you almost start forgetting some of the things that you should do. And it's like I've noticed I'll get into especially control 6v6 especially, because it gets to the point where sometimes like there's not as much of that challenge as like a 3v3 or a trials match, and so I'll just kind of run in and I'll just run into an area without really even thinking and try to get 3 guys on my own, and I won't communicate very well with my team. And so that's what I want to work on, is communication with the team and not just running around lone wolf style on 6v6 matches.
Yeah, I can attest to that. I know I'm a Rumble pony myself, and man, Iron Banner control is rough.
Yeah, you just get in that mindset. Yeah.
I get in there with you get in there and you're like, there's so many people and they're all coming from all directions and they're not trying to shoot each other. And so it's a whole other mindset, and Yeah, I totally agree with that. I've been doing threes and singles for so long that sixes is kind of
Hmm.
another universe right now.
It's yeah, it's just a crapshoot. It's supers and special and a lot of grenades and
Yeah. So what else? What else do you want to get better at in Destiny or whatever this week?
I'll separate that and just in callouts in general. I'm terrible at callouts. For as long as I've played this game, I should be a lot better at callouts, and I'll still catch myself like, oh, there's a guy over there, or the guy by that pillar. And it's like there's a lot of pillars on this map.
Pantheon, right?
You know,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So it's yeah, I want to get better at that, especially during Iron Banner week when team play
Yeah.
is crucial, and
Well,
trying
the
to
thing
help
with
out the
that
team
is when
in
it's
that
Iron
way.
Banner, you've got A, B, and C that you can be like, oh, they're over by A, and or they're
Hmm.
on A side of the whatever, and but like when it comes to like
Hmm.
trials, it's
Yeah,
different.
and
It's
I'll
completely
give
different.
yeah. Oh, absolutely. And I find myself giving callouts a lot of times from my
Mm,
perspective. It's like, oh, he's to the right or he's behind this pillar kind of thing. But to someone else, he might not be behind it. He might be in front of it or to the left of it. So just trying to be more specific with my callouts to really help other people, not just say words, because sometimes just saying something that doesn't make any sense is causes more harm than good.
do you want to do a third one, or will that be all for you?
Yeah, I can do a third one. One thing I want to improve on is my fusion rifle
Which one?
play.
Which one?
I've I want to get that's kind of the thing. I want to get better with. I want to get good with all of them.
Mm,
That's something I listen to like the Battle Bros. I can be really good with Plan C. That thing's deadly. It's
yeah.
fairly easy to use. The Vacancy, the same thing. I can pull that thing out and have a good game. But I pull out the faster fire rates, like the split shifter or the Panta Ray, or the really high impact ones. I like the
The
hitchhiker.
Dark
I kind of struggle
Blade.
with those.
Yeah.
Hmm. So I want to just kind of work on my timing and kind of be useful from all distances, all speeds with those things.
All right. I figured you were gonna shout out to Voop Nation or something.
Oh, of course,
Oh
of
yeah,
course. I mean, Boot Nations is where it's all out.
yeah, dude.
But yeah, like one of the Battle Bros, they were talking on Twitter, and I think it was Boxes, and he's just saying there was a fusion rifle for every situation. Don't just pick one for every map or every encounter. Like there's certain ones that are better for certain times, and
I
you
don't
got to
know.
figure that
There's
out.
always a
So I want
Plan
to figure that
C.
out. That is true. That might be the one that's good for everything.
Yeah.
Especially if you can get that quick like that hot swap fast firing down. Ugh. I've seen True Vanguard just
Oh, dude,
melt people on
they
that.
are dirty with that thing.
Yeah.
The people who really are good with it, you're like, what? What? How did you?
Yeah.
It's like a shotgun for them, literally, like just like shotgun.
Yep. Yeah, it's pretty good.
I'm just gonna drop little tidbits of the Bungie stuff here and there. One more thing that we saw in the Bungie stream, possibly a new damage type. Did you notice that?
Oh yeah. I didn't, but let me know. Fill me in.
Because when they were talking about the new or how the all the new stuff were shooting at us, and they were shooting at us with, and then they kind of looked at each other like, "Can we talk? Say what it is?" Like they had a
Oh.
moment where they're like, "Can we talk about that?" So to
Mhm.
me, that was, hey, something's new when we talk about damage and weapon types and stuff like that. And so immediately, red flag on my end saying new damage type.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Because, I mean, if you look at it, it doesn't look like anything we've seen before.
Oh yeah, you're right. Boy. And then when you killed the dregs, you had that little red ball of whatever that would come at you. Hmm.
That was actually their grenade. It's no longer a spike grenade, it is now this tracking orb of death that, like,
Or of something,
yeah,
yeah. So yeah, that didn't look like anything that we've seen, so that would be pretty
yeah.
cool. I'd be down with that.
It looked like the Shanks shot a little faster. The Vandals no longer have the wispy tracking bullets or anything now. They have just
Mm-hmm.
it's a lot more direct. This is all from memory, obviously, but yeah, that was interesting. So we might be seeing a whole new archetype of damage, which is
That'd
interesting.
be cool.
Yeah,
I'd be down with that.
a whole new
I'm
burns for
hoping that they,
nightfalls. You know.
yeah, I'm hoping they add in some new archetypes for weapons too.
Mm.
With just with them bringing, I know they've already said that everything's coming forward, or at least from year 2 is going up to year 3. So I'm curious to how they're going to. They always have a reason for us to go to to the new weapons. So what's going to cause us to go to the new year 3 Rise of Iron weapons if they're all the same archetypes, all the same, even to your thing, all the same damage types. So I'm thinking that there might be something different.
Hmm.
So I'm hoping at least.
Yeah, that'd be nice. That would be nice.
My PDX 45 is pretty good. I don't necessarily need a new pulse rifle.
True. Well, that leads us into some other questions. Cake or cookies is going to be our first special question.
Cookies.
Ah,
Cookies all the way.
all right. Then we gotta ask, what kind of cookies? We talking Oreos?
I used to be a Chips Ahoy fan, and over the year, as I've grown older and matured a little bit, I've been all about the Oreos. Give me an Oreo, and I'm good. It's gotta get a glass of milk, of course, but
Nice. What is your favorite part of Destiny? It can be an encounter. It can
besides
be
everything.
Yeah, besides everything. What is it about Destiny that makes you keep coming back?
And it's just all the little things. Like it's the gameplay. It's easy to play. You feel connected to your character, whether you're Warlock Masterclass, Hunter Masterclass, Titan Masterclass. I'm one of I love them all and I play them all. My favorite would be the Warlock if I had to pick, but like they're all fun to use. All of them are unique to use. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I flew everywhere. And I tell myself I'm flying, so I'm good. But yeah, it's just like the gunplay is good. It's crisp. There's lag, which is regrettable, but that's most online games nowadays. But it's just everything. It's fun. It's easy to play with friends, which is one of my favorite things about it. I can play with my buddy who just started yesterday, and I can play with him as easily as I'm playing with my brother who's played since the beta with me. That's one of my favorite things about it.
You said Warlock Masterclass, obviously. So Warlocks are your favorite class. But what is your favorite subclass of Warlock then?
Sunsinger. Since I got it in the early year 1. I've always been Sunsinger. Self-res for Vault of Glass was pretty huge back in the day. That was pretty crucial, and I've always just loved it. Then sadly they took away my firebolts, but I'll still represent.
Hey, they needed it, man. It's getting to the point where fusion grenades are gonna need to take a hit on their grab range. Man.
Yeah.
Things will grab you from like 4 meters away, like.
Yeah, I think the firebolts will get the Sunbreaker treatment. I think they brought them way down, worse than they needed to be, just to kind of make some people happy for a while. But I think probably by the time Rise of Iron comes, they'll boost them up just a little bit, because they hit them pretty hard. They hit them at damage and range, at the length of the dot, so they pretty much destroyed it. But we'll see.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I feel like it made it more of a PvE class now than a PvP class, which, in all actuality, when you pop your super in PvP is when it should have been the most effective.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, the grenades, your neutral game was overpowered.
It was up there with a couple of other classes, but it was pretty good. Night Stalkers, I'm looking at you.
Spoken like yeah. I was gonna say spoken like a true self-res warlock.
Oh no, never self-res. Not in PvP at least. That was for, I think it was Bones for Crystal Radio tweeted something out. He's like, "Is there really a content creator out there who's still saying to use self res? Like, come on, it's the radiant skin. That's where it's at."
True, true. Yeah, I myself love a Voidwalker.
Yeah, that's always fun.
I'm Titan Master Race, but when it comes to that PvP, I love my Voidwalker, and I've really started to get into the Blade Dancer. Before they even nerfed him, I was getting into it, and I find even now that they're still really fun to play. Have you played on a Blade Dancer lately?
Yeah, a little bit. That's always been my brother's main class, and being a hunter, he's complained quite a bit, but he always does pretty good. So I don't think it gets nerfed as much as he likes to complain.
You definitely notice that if you're not hitting someone, it is going a lot quicker. You definitely notice that, but yeah, I feel like overall, it was a good thing, and it really hasn't affected my gameplay too much because I didn't really swing wildly too much in the first place. I was one of those people who actually tried to use my swipes when it mattered.
Yeah, no, I think they're in a good spot.
Yeah.
I think Bungie's trying to get to a point where you have to do the work. It's not just the abilities. And the same thing with the firebolts. You can't just throw it in the air and it's gonna hit someone from 100 yards away, and then take them down to 1 health. You gotta throw a good grenade. You gotta get it in there. You have to go in and finish them off. Like, it's not just gonna do the work for you.
Yeah. So, favorite Destiny memory. What's one thing that above all else stands out in your mind of a time in Destiny that you had? Whether it was getting Galahorn, getting an icebreaker, defeating the Vault of Glass. What was your pivotal Destiny is awesome moment?
It would probably be Vault of Glass.
Yeah.
I'd never done an MMO before. I guess the closest thing would be Skyrim or Mass Effect. Would be the closest thing to this that I've played, and so I've never done a raid or even like a big strike or anything like that. So like those were all brand new to me, and it took me a while to get into the Vault of Glass just because I didn't really know what to expect. And I had some buddies who had come from World of Warcraft, and so they were kind of talking about the raids and how epic they are and how difficult they can be and all this stuff. And so I kind of got a little nervous at first. I was like, I don't know if I want to do this, but then finally dragged me in there and completed the first raid. I was just like, okay, this is awesome. This is amazing.
I still can't even put a finger on mine.
Oh yeah, there's a bunch of them. And then beating Crota the first week he was out, when he was still difficult, and getting my first Galahorn, which was after almost 1,000 hours played.
Yeah,
that was fun. A lot of good memories. That's one of another thing that makes Destiny great.
Yeah, that's the thing. There's a bunch of them.
Going flawless for the first time and
yes,
getting to the lighthouse.
Yes. Oh man. Oh,
coming back from a down 0-4 in a trials match, and you're just like, yeah. So many games, so many good memories.
All right, so then what is your favorite, PvE or PvP, and why? If you could only do one for the rest of Destiny, only one, what would it be?
If I had always had a fire team, I would pick PvE. But since a lot of Destiny is played solo, I would probably pick PvP. But
all right. Valid reasoning.
Yeah, it took me a while to actually start the I would play the PvP in Destiny, but it wasn't. It was in that hiatus between Dark Below and House of Wolves when we kind of had that content drought. I'd done the raid 3 times once on every character, doing the Vault of Glass and Dark Below on all my characters 100 times, and I was like, all right, I think I watched an Imtashed video, and I was like, oh, I want to be able to snipe like that. That looks pretty awesome. That looks fun.
Yeah.
And so my brother was the opposite. He was always, he would do the raid once, and he only had one character, I think, until Taken King. He finally created a warlock, but he'd do the raid once, to get the light level increase, and then it would be PvP every other time. And but yeah, I was kind of during that time, I was just like, all right, I'm going to dedicate myself to some PvP, and I went from like when I started really dedicating myself, I think I had a .7 KD.
Yeah, that's
And
about where I was at too.
yeah, it's in like the 1.4, 1.5 range. So I'm
Nice,
pretty
nice.
pretty happy with my improvements. But yeah, now I love them both. PvP's a blast. I love the competition, and but I love a good raid. I love Prison of Elders. I love it all.
What is your favorite counter today? Encounter. Raid, which a raid, Prison of Elders, a specific mission, even PvP. What is the one thing that you would be willing to do for the rest of Destiny?
That would probably be trials. I love trials.
Trials?
I can
Nice.
do trials all day, every day. Um, as far as just my favorite that I have played, but one I probably couldn't play every day would be Vault of Glass. But
Yeah.
just the being the
That's probably
first,
most people's that actually
yeah,
play it. It was such a good raid.
oh yeah, and it was the first of its kind for me, like never experienced anything like that before. Just the teamwork involved, the story involved, and just that the skill involved. It was
Mm.
pretty difficult back in the heydays, and it was, yeah, definitely one of my favorites.
Yeah. I joined in Destiny around the Dark Below,
Hmm.
and so I actually had to go through the vault to get to the Dark Below, like light level
Hmm.
wise. So it was interesting
Yeah.
because I'm
Well.
like, hey, I need to do the vault, and people are like, we want to do Crota, and I'm like,
Hmm.
ah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I eventually found people,
Yeah.
so
Well,
it was all good. But
that showed how difficult that was too, because even with the 3 or 4 light level increase, it was still difficult.
oh yeah, it was not easy.
Hmm.
I think it was only when we hit 34 is when vaults started to get
Hmm.
quote
Then you could
unquote
kind of,
easy.
yeah.
Yeah, you could kind of muscle your way through it more than anything.
Hmm.
Now it's a cakewalk, but we smack Atheon in the teeth like 4 times with
Get
sleeper
your
simulant and
raise lighter out there, and he's
yeah.
toast.
Oh dude, sleeper simulant, man.
Hmm.
Oh man,
That thing's fun
it's
too, because in that room, it's just got all the glass around. You just see the bolts
yeah.
neck or ricocheting everywhere.
Yeah, dude. I think with a full fire team, you melt him in like 2 apiece. Like it's ridiculous how quickly you melt him. Um all right. Favorite NPC.
Yeah, I thought about this for a little bit, and I was like, all right, I can't pick Cade because Cade's like everybody's favorite NPC.
Yeah. Well, to
But
preface this, everyone, I sent him these questions ahead of time because I knew some of these were gonna be like, oh man, on the spot, shoot.
yeah, so I thought about this one, and it's like, and I would put someone's name down, and I was like, but I don't like them more than Cade, and so my final
I
answer
mean,
is
you can
Cade.
pick Cade. Cade is
Yeah, Cade's
awesome.
awesome.
Like,
He's
if I had to pick one, it'd probably be Cade. And if
hmm
not Cade, I don't even know
I
who else I'd pick. Like,
and for a lot of it for me is like for the future of the game. I think Lakshmi from Future War Cult is going to play a
mm,
huge role, and I
future
love some of the
future war
things.
call.
Yeah, right. Some of the things she says are pretty funny. She's very blunt and direct, kind of like Cade. Um, so she's up there too. Um, and gotta love Saladin. I'm excited to get some more backstory on him. Should be pretty fun.
Yeah, can't wait for those Iron Lords, man. This is gonna be great.
Hmm.
Ooh, I'm excited. This is gonna be good. I can't even wait to pre-order the thing. Like,
Seriously, I'm just like, all right.
give me the pre-order. Like, let's go. I want that Black Gallahorn. Like, honestly.
Yep, yeah, I can't wait. I keep tweeting at Deej. It's like, all right, Xbox users want to support me.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah. All right. So let's move on to the reason you're on here is because you're part of well, I'm going to call it big because it is big, a big podcast and a big part of the community, which is Destiny Ghost Stories.
Yeah.
How did you get to be a part of that? How do
Well,
how'd you become a part of it?
it kind of started within our clan. This was back when we were still with Dad's Destiny, and just a couple. It was four guys in the clan, and then we reached out to two other people, Drop Slash and Scooby Deezy, who were prevalent on the Destiny lore subreddit, and just kind of talked about it, and we're like, want to do a podcast, and we all love the lore, and there's not really a lore podcast out there right now. So
Still isn't.
yeah, there's a couple. There's like some YouTubers that talk a lot about a lot of lore. There's another one that started about a month after us, Focus Fire Chat. They do a pretty good job. They're fun because they take a topic and it's like they'll vote each week on what the topic's gonna be, and then the entire group discusses that topic in Discord chat. I think that there's a couple hundred people in the chat, and so they'll all talk and get a lot of perspective, a lot of opinions, and then the three hosts, Blue Crew, Justin, and why am I blanking on this guy's name? He's the
Right?
one we
It's
always
always
go.
right when you
I
need
know
it,
we
right?
always go at it too. We always disagree about a lot of stuff, so I should be remembering. Oh, Willie, Steamin' Willie, that's right. But yeah, so like they'll kind of take all the chat from that full week and kind of discuss about everything that's been brought up and put on kind of the final touches for a lot of stuff. But they do a good job. It's fun.
When did you become interested in lore?
I was always interested in the story. That was like when I first started playing. It was me, my brother, and then my buddy Josh. Day one launch, 2 a.m, whatever time it launched. All three of us were on playing, and I think we played till like 7 or 8 a.m. the next day. And for my brother, it was about getting to the end of the story so we could play PvP. But for me and my buddy Josh, we got really into the story, and he was kind of let down by the story, which in vanilla Destiny, if you just played the game, the story itself was kind of disappointing.
Which we found out later why, because it basically they cut it in like a third.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there was reasons, but what we didn't really realize, and it took me a little while to realize it too, was a lot of that story was there in the Grimoire cards, but you have to be proactive and you have to go and read them, which is something they've done a better job at kind of getting the story in the game and Taken King, and hopefully they continue that going forward. But I would read a couple cards here and there, and I would get really into them. But it was again going back to the clan. We had Beta Chieftain, who was part of Ghost Stories. He would have a little lore chat going on in Slack, and he'd be talking about all the stuff and blowing my mind at all what I'd missed. I'd be like, I had no idea this existed in Destiny. It's like, this is pretty cool. And then
right.
right before the podcast got started, or before we kind of started talking about it, was when we got the Books of Sorrow from the Taken King. And just reading through that, like, my mind was blown. I was like, oh my gosh, if this is what the rest of the Grimoire cards are like I'm in love. And so I started just really diving in and researching the lore, and then that's kind of the same time when we just started putting things together for Ghost Stories.
So you are or aren't any longer part of Ghost Stories?
So I'm no longer host of the Ghost Stories. We kind of
host or affiliated with?
I would say affiliated with. To be being technical. Yeah, we kind of
but
we've all known each other.
Show up there on again. We might see you.
It's possible, yeah. Yeah, you never know. Right. I'm still friends with all the guys, and we're still, a lot of them are still in the Uprising, and we still talk, and we just sometimes in kind of a business type, professional type place, people grow in different directions, and I've started kind of, my opinions are different than some of the other hosts, and we started to clash a little bit, and so we just felt it was better to, instead of, I guess, bringing a negative vibe on the show, to kind of just go our separate ways and kind of let things fall into place as they fall, I guess.
So are you looking
Yeah,
for a new podcast?
I got a pretty cool project in the works. I'm pretty excited about. Um, it's
Anywhere ready to talk about? Or
um. Also, I'm working with Mike from Planet Destiny. He's the lore guy
mm,
from Planet Destiny, and
nice.
Anon Pig. He's a big lore guy. If you are on the Reddit or the Bungie.net forums at all, you'll find him posting lore stuff all over the place. And then Beta Chieftain from Ghost Stories. He had to step away as well. A lot of time issues and didn't have the 3 to 4 hour recording session capabilities, and so he had to kind of
Yeah,
step away.
they were starting to get long.
Yeah. Oh
I
yeah.
kind of like it, but
Yeah, it's like that double-edged sword because like you don't want to stop talking about it, and if you're listening, you don't want to just stop in the middle of something cool, but then at the same
yeah,
time,
because otherwise you end
real
up with
life, right?
5 books of sorrow,
Hmm.
episodes.
Exactly. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, so it's kind of that double-edged sword. But yeah, so we're working on that project. Nothing official to announce yet. We're kind of still working out the kinks, all the background stuff. But we're pretty excited about it. Should be
Well, you
fun.
heard it here first.
Yeah. This is the first
They're
announcement
gonna,
actually.
yeah, Handsome Dragon is going to be starting up in a whole new podcast. Do we have any kind of name somewhat chosen out yet?
Yeah, we are. It's the Destiny lore channel,
Nice,
so it'll
nice,
be
very
the
original.
DLC.
The DLC.
Yeah, you like that?
Oh,
You like that?
oh, that is
Oh.
good. Oh, I like it. Oh,
Yeah,
man,
I gotta
that is
credit
really good.
Anon on that one. I was kind of
You better not
stumped
give
with
that name up. You
names.
better
Oh
keep
no.
that
Oh,
name.
we already got Twitter, we got Twitch, we got email. We locked that down
Oh,
right
nice.
away.
All right, well then you heard it here first officially. The DLC podcast will be
Hmm.
coming to a podcast near you sometime soon, maybe.
Yeah, the Destiny Lorecast. Actually, I think I got that wrong. It says Destiny Lorecast, not Destiny Lore Channel. So it's the same
DLC.
thing,
Just
DLC. Yeah.
if you say DLC,
You know,
it counts.
Destiny Lore Channel was kind of thrown out there, and then I got this like the Discovery Channel image in my mind. But yeah, we decided to
Mm.
go with the
Well, I mean,
Lorecast.
you could have gone with the Discovery Channel
Hey, you
because
never,
we,
yeah.
discovery of lore.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, oh yeah. But yeah, it should be fun. We're excited. But yeah, and kind of our focus will be kind of kind of what we were just talking about with the time and kind of getting those
Yeah.
shorter form snippets. Not
So
getting that.
what can we expect? An hour, two
Yeah, I
hours,
think
half an
we
hour?
between the 45 and hour 20 minute mark. I think that's kind of the sweet spot.
That's kind
You
of
get
that's kind of where we've been hitting. I know I've watched the IGN Fire Team things, and
mm-hmm.
they're
Yeah,
a half hour, and I'm like burning through them, and I'm
yeah,
just
you're just
like,
like I want more, I
man,
want more.
yeah.
Hmm.
And then I listen to your guys, and it lasts me all workday, and I'm like, let's go. Like I went through 3 episodes. I got
Hmm.
like 30 more. Let's go. Like
Yeah,
I'm actually
Crucial.
running out though. It's kind of sad. I'm like,
Yeah,
ah.
yeah. Crucial Radio is a big podcast influence for me. That they were one of the first podcasts
Oh
I ever
yeah,
started listening to, and just the sound quality they have, and then even the timing they have. Like their shows are usually about an
they're
hour,
an
hour
hour
40
long.
minutes. But
Yeah.
I think if they get a Bungie guy on there, that might go close to two
Yeah,
hours
that's about the
sometimes.
only
But it's
time. Yeah.
yeah, they got nice, good shows, always good information, never just drags on, and so that's kind of what we're looking for. We want just give you the details, give you the facts, discuss some theories, have fun with it, and yeah,
Yeah. Sounds good.
we're
Might
excited.
might have to have a guest peer.
Yeah, we might have to
uh,
do that.
that'd be awesome, dude. Talk to people from Planet Destiny,
Yeah.
dude. That'd be awesome. I mean,
Yes.
actually, talking to you is pretty awesome. I mean, not just in like the Destiny Ghost Stories Slack, but you're a big name in the community now.
Oh, thanks. It's still weird to think
Like,
like people will
yeah,
message me on
yeah.
Xbox, and I'll get like I'm like, who is this random person messaging me? And I'll just be like, it's like, oh, it's like heard you on Ghost Stories. Well, I'm like, oh, that's so weird.
Yeah,
It
I'm in
feels
the
crazy.
Crucible Radio Slack as well, and I'm talking with Birds, and I'm
Yeah,
like,
talking to
dude, you
Bones
are
and Swain.
awesome,
Just like,
and Bones. I actually haven't talked much to Bones. I don't know why. It just happened.
yeah.
I don't. I've talked with Swain, and mostly with birds. I just relate to birds really well.
Yeah, we had Swain on one of our earlier shows, and it was like I
Yeah.
was like pooping my pants the entire time. I was just fangirling over the
I
entire
know
episode.
that's basically what's going on with me right now. Like I've listened to so many hours of you, and I'm talking to you right now on my podcast.
No, it's a
But
blast.
yeah. But
And,
yeah,
that's
dude, like
kind of going back from what
you're
I was saying
getting up
earlier.
there with
That's the
yeah, go ahead,
community,
sorry.
though. That's this
Yeah.
community. Everyone, it's like no one is bigger than anybody else. That's like some people
Well, I
might. I
wouldn't
mean,
say that. There
they
is
might be
always
more
Planet
popular,
Destiny. Yeah, there's
but
Planet Destiny. They're the biggest.
yeah, but
Let's be honest,
they're
they're
still
the
people too, and
biggest.
they still
But they're
love
people, yeah.
interacting with just their fans, just their
Yeah.
listeners. Like they still want to help. They want to talk to the like Rabbit Briar Rabbit still just gets the questions and reads 10, 12 questions every show from the listeners because that's just how this community is.
Well, I was talking with Birds, and I was like, dude, you are like a legend. He's like, dude, I'm just a dude. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, but you impact so many people. Like, he's like, but I'm still just a dude. And I'm like, how can you like the amount of humble pie that he eats on a daily basis must be so high. Like,
Yeah.
oh man.
That's the thing. It's like we're all people. A lot of that's in this community. I found so many of the content creators are husbands, wives,
Yeah.
fathers, mothers. Like they're mature adults. Even if you're not married and have kids, like they're working. They're yeah. You get the
They're not
younger
Gathalion or
audience.
Broman where they're always on Destiny. Yeah,
Hmm. But even
they're
then,
your
like they're still
average guy.
Broman just got married the other day, and
Actually,
Gathalion just he's got
Gathalion just moved in, yeah,
yeah, he just moved
to a
in.
new
He's got
house.
kids and a wife. Like they're people you
Congrats
can
to both
relate
of
with.
those guys, by the way.
Oh yeah,
Um,
congrats.
where
It's
was I
very
going?
cool.
Oh, so let's talk more about lore. What is your favorite lore?
One, I guess my favorite overall topic would be the Books of Sorrow, just because they're so in depth. They give you this background, the story of Oryx, who, if you just play the game, he's the ultimate bad guy, the guy you hate, the guy you're trying to kill, the final boss. But
He's the
these,
real Darth Vader. He
yeah,
is the father, you know. Like,
yeah. But then you get this backstory, and you hear about this torment, this pain and suffering that they went through to get to where they are, and it's like you get to this point where you're empathizing with Oryx and his sisters, and it's great writing. Seth Dickinson was the author of those books. He's a great guy.
yeah.
And then he actually was the author of my favorite individual card itself, which is Ghost Fragment Vex 5, which is really really cool card as well.
And you guys had him on, didn't you?
We did. Yeah, we talked to
Yeah,
him
which
on
is a
on
great
Ghost Stories.
episode.
Very
Yeah.
cool.
Which episode was that? That was because
Yeah, that
listeners,
was a
if you
really
haven't
good one.
if you haven't listened to that one yet, definitely go and listen to that because it was really informative. Um and you guys talk about a lot of like the capitalization of like words and stuff in there and like what some of that means.
Yeah,
And
it was
some of that was just really like it was like it made a difference in how you look at some of the lore.
yeah, and it was really cool too because we got some kind of inside info in that the development of sorry, some of the gear and the lore. Like if you play the game, like you get some of the Iron Banner gear or some of the faction gear, and the flavor text is just auto rifle from Dead Orbit or
Yeah.
auto rifle forged in the fires of the Iron Lords. But then you get these random blue,
forgotten
green
lore.
stuff that you dismantle right away because it's worthless and doesn't help you at all. But it has
Yeah.
amazing stories and lore in it. And in that episode, it's episode 22.
That's
but
what it was. Yeah.
Seth, he did a lot of the flavor text on the year one weapons and armor. And when he got like the list of all the stuff, he was like, "Okay,
Yeah.
rare. Oh, that's good. Probably going to be
Yeah,
a
that was my
really
favorite
big-"
part. Yeah.
He's like, "This is going to
He's
be a
like,
real
oh,
big
it's
part of the
rare,
game."
so this is gonna be really important. And I
Yeah.
was like, oh, you are going to be so sadly mistaken.
Yeah.
my
So he
friend.
spends all this time working on making sure the rare items in the game have this amazing story and flavor text quotes and all this stuff, and then finds out. It's like, oh, that doesn't. No one actually uses that.
this.
So that's it's pretty cool.
Which I was laughing at my desk at work, and they're like, some people were looking at me like, "What is so funny?" I'm just like, you wouldn't understand.
You wouldn't get it.
You wouldn't get it. But no, he's just like, it's so valuable, it's rare, and I'm just like, no, you don't understand.
But yeah, so it's a little fun getting like the little inside things like that
yeah.
normal everyday players don't get to hear that stuff. So it's fun.
So you said your favorite card was what now? Vex 5?
Vex 5, yeah. Yeah,
Do you happen to have that?
Vex 5.
Do you want to read that?
It's a long one.
Is it?
What I can do, let's see.
I say that's up to you, because we're at 50 minutes right now.
So I don't want to read it because of the emotion in that I would ruin it, to be honest. But if you want to listen to it, we had a Sherbert Pop. She was a listener. She's actually the newest host for
I was about
Stories.
to say she's one of the new co-hosts.
Mm-hmm, yeah, and she did a reading of Vex 5, and
that's right.
It'll give you goosebumps listening to her read it. So
that was a whisper, wasn't it, or was that at the beginning of the show?
It was at the beginning of. Now I gotta find that one. I think it was the Future War Cult episode, I believe.
Was it? I think you're right. But the question is, which one?
Yeah, yeah, we had a couple of them.
I think it was the second one.
This War is Love. So it's 27.5 is the episode number. Yeah. So we start off the episode with her reading, and then we actually just discuss specifically that card for that episode. And I think we talked about that card for over an hour, so that'll show how how awesome and in depth that card is.
Yeah, and I mean, I personally have been able to book some amazing people on this podcast at such an early stage. We're gonna have Belle Bunny next week, and then we're gonna have Lady Desiree in 3 weeks. Cool. But you guys, you got the voice of Eris on your show.
We did. That was a lot of fun.
Morla?
Yeah, Morla.
I'm gonna butcher her name.
Gorandola, I believe.
Morla Goran. I cannot say her last name. I apologize, but I cannot say your last name.
No, she was a blast. That was probably my favorite thing on Ghost Stories was the interviews, and talking to Seth, talking to Morla was just awesome. Awesome hearing their perspective on things. You know, how they would come up with ideas, or like kind of even just on the business side, like how they got started. You know, advice they had for people who like to write, who like to act and stuff. It was really cool.
Yeah, a lot of really interesting little tidbits too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and I almost went to the next episode when I was hearing the music, but I was like in the middle of something. If you left as the music at the end was playing, you need to go back and finish the episode, because Morla did some voice impressions for Eris, I think she did which were great. I was laughing my butt off. There was
Valley Girl or something.
No, there was like Sorority Girl.
Yeah, Sorority Girl. That's what it was.
There was New Orleans Yak.
Yeah, and then she did Irish, I think, wasn't it?
Irish. The Irish one was amazing.
Yeah, it was really cool. Oh. We were just dying. Like, I had to mute my mic.
Oh yeah, I figured as much. I was like, I started to hear laughing, and then it just cut out, and I was like, oh, I'd have lost it. I actually paused the broadcast or the podcast,
mm-hmm.
and had to sit there and laugh because it was so funny. He's like, "Hey guys, so here's some ghost stories, and when you figure them out, come and tell us." And I was busting up laughing.
It was really good.
Oh man, I'd have had to edit out like 30 seconds of just laughter. If I was there.
I'm sure we did.
Oh, probably. So, let's move on. What is your favorite spin metal theory?
So, one of my favorite
because
theories.
There are a lot of them. There are a lot of them.
So one of my favorites.
We could go all on Dwindler's Ridge, but Ugh.
So that's a good one. That's a good one. I'm gonna go a little. I don't think it's quite as popular because it's pretty
That's all
crazy.
good. Hey,
But
it's your favorite, not
oh
not
yeah.
the community's.
So I like the theory that Queen Marasov
Mm.
is sister of Oryx Savathun.
Oh, I thought you were gonna go with that she was still alive.
Well, that too. That too. Definitely think she's still alive.
You
But I
think
think
that
that
she's Sabathun.
there's a
Sabathun was the
she was
original
the like the
sister,
witch mother.
the trickster,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yep.
Mm.
She had a coven of witches.
Yeah.
She
Well,
had
which one was the one that they
precedence
were
of
chasing?
disguising herself amongst other species.
Which one was the one that they were always chasing?
Um, oh shoot, what's her name?
Yeah, that's what I did. I was like, oh, what was her name?
It starts with a T.
Because it's been so long since I listened to the Books of Sorrows one.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Come on, it's supposed to be your
it's coming. I
stuff.
know. I
Like,
know.
come on, come on.
I've been researching some like Volta Glass lately.
Seventh chess or
No, just kind of the basics of the story.
mm.
All right, here's the card. What's her name? Teox. There it is. I knew it was a T.
Teox? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. So that's the one. We don't know what happened to her, do we?
No.
She's still on the run.
It's very possible. We know that she was like on one of the last worlds in the Books of Sorrow that they destroy. We know that she was present and then escaped. But yeah, then we don't know anything else. So
Now,
she
do
could
you
definitely
think
be out
that
there.
she might be Marasov?
It's possible. It's very. I think that probably has as much credence as her being Savathun. but uh, but yeah, I think it's if you just there's a lot of similarities in there in the character and then and like the people the courts that they hold around them, Smarasov and Savathun. So I think it's interesting.
So aside from having a coven of witches, why else do you think Marasov is Savathun?
They're both cunning. They both use
But so is Eris.
to an extent. Yeah, Eris's cunning I think comes more from a need to survive.
True, true.
Whereas I think hers is more of a forced cunning, whereas Marasov has been. She is all
Cunning from the
about
beginning.
that
Yeah.
cunning. And her birth, or she talks about being present at her birth. That the mother and the light are her father and her mother, yeah. And so there's nothing concrete. I would if I had to bet anything, I would not bet it, but it'd be something fun.
No, I was in the oh man, I was in Lord General, and I don't remember what I was talking about. It was something about Thorn and someone oh, or the first curse. I think it was the first curse.
The first curse.
Somehow we got from first curse or from something about first curse to being first curse turned into Thorn. Oh, it was do we think that first curse how it was lost got turned into Thorn? And then I was introduced to the Dwindler's Ridge thing, and it was all downhill from there.
All downhill.
Yeah, yeah.
No, that's a fun one. I'm a lot of people think that they're just kind of leave that story kind of on the cliffhanger like it is now.
Yeah.
I don't think that. I think that they are going to drop on a few extra Grimoire cards, ghost fragments about the story.
I think they will too, but I don't think it'll be of much substance in that we're not
they'll
gonna
always
get
drive
any...
us crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be like they might add Thorn fragment. What are we on? 4 or 5?
It would be number 5.
4, 5, and it's gonna be like maybe a little bit earlier into how his corruption went. We don't even know what the guy's name is.
Yeah. Well, see, that's what Bungie does, right? They answer some questions, but then
they create
add
more. Yeah,
5 more that are even bigger questions than before.
Yeah, for everyone that they answered. Yeah. So Yeah. What is your favorite gun type? I'm gonna ask you that, and then we'll kind
I've
of wrap
always
up.
I've always been a hand cannon fan. Lately,
Yes.
just because of the way the meta is kind of right now, I've been using a lot of pulse rifles. I got a pretty deadly Grass of Malik, and that's hard to put down sometimes.
Mm.
But Last Word's my baby, so I always go back to Last Word.
Yes. Yes. I do love me the last word.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Hawkmoon though. I love Hawkmoon.
Hawkmoon's fun. Hawkmoon's fun. I never really got. I don't think I got to enjoy it as much, and I don't have the relationship with it that I do with Last Word because being on
Mm.
Xbox, I didn't get to use it in its heyday back when it had
Yeah.
the one shot kill potential.
Well, I'm on Xbox too. But I love how it feels.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, doof, doof,
Yeah,
like I don't know. It's just something about it. It's just like
yeah. If you get three
feels
buddies
good.
to go into trials all using Hawkmoon, I can only imagine how annoying it must be for the other team because
Oh yeah,
you got the three luck in the chamber rounds for each character.
9
You're
of
just
them.
gonna
Yeah.
destroy them.
So let's do another special question, and then we'll wrap up with some Destiny Clan Wars stuff.
All right.
Cats or dogs?
Neither.
Neither. All right.
You know, if I had to pick, I'd pick dogs. But
Yeah.
you know, I had pets growing up. I loved them. I had cats when I first got married, and now I have two girls, 4 and 1, and just the thought of a pet to take care of it drives it like stresses me out. It's like I'm good. I don't need another responsibility.
I think I see a dry sweat going on right now.
I don't need poop in the yard or kitty litter to take out or hair to vacuum up. I'm good.
Mm. We can get non-shedding dogs
Yeah,
and
just
potty train it.
yeah. But then that's time I got to take out of my schedule,
Yeah.
and but no,
Yeah.
I'm sure eventually, like my wife loves dogs, and my girls are gonna obviously they love pets and animals, so
Mm.
eventually we will, but
Not
it'll be a
there
little
yet.
while, yeah.
Okay. So, what is your guys' strategy this week for Clan Wars? What is your guys' strategy?
Um, Kind of our strategy going into this is, just teams. You get the bonus playing with your clan mates, and so we try to make sure we have, as many full groups as we can. If we have five
Yeah.
groups of 4 out there, we'll communicate with our Slack and be like, all right, let's mix the teams up a little bit and let's get 3 teams of 6 out there instead of whatever we had or
Yeah.
whatever, and just to kind of get the points, and then just we've kind of our mentality from the beginning. Like we don't have any superstars in our clan, and we have
Besides
some
you,
really
right?
well, we have some really good players, and I'm by far not the best player in our clan. There's some really good players in there, but we don't. No one acts like it. Everyone. It doesn't matter if we have guys that have 2.0 KDs. They'll play with guys that have a point 0.4 because that's where the clan is just about being a clan,
Yeah.
and so
Yeah.
we'll play with the guys. We work together. The guys who have the lower KDs, they focus, especially this week. Their focus will be on capping the points and kind of being that pain in the side for the other team of constantly having to cap their own spawn or having to cap B because you got these guys running in, capping these zones, and kind of allowing for the guys with the higher KDs to maybe go around and get the kills and secure the areas. But yeah, so just a lot of communication, a lot of teamwork.
Yeah. Yeah. Sounds about right. Well, now that we've got your guys' strategies, that's all. So we can end
We're
the
good.
podcast and
That's what this was all about. I knew it.
the entire he. Um, so you're leadership on your clan, right?
Yeah, I'm one of the admins for
One of
Warmind.
the admins, yeah. So what do you think of the idea of having a possible clan tournament between Knights and Uprising?
I think it'd be pretty fun. It'd be fun.
Um,
We've tried it before in clan, and we've had some issues just because of us all being dads. We all have different schedules,
Yeah.
and like for me, for example, I've got bedtime in about 30 minutes that I got to get going on, and and then
Yeah.
my playtime is dependent on when my wife goes to bed, and so it can be hard to schedule different events. But we've talked about it. I know GI Joe's talked with one of the other admins for nights, and we're definitely interested. So we'll have to keep
Yeah.
talking. We love
Yeah.
competition. We're
Oh,
dads.
we do
That's
too.
yeah.
We do. Nights are all about competition. We had one last 2 weeks ago. Um and we had about 11 teams in there. It was pretty
Hmm.
good.
Nice.
Um had some pretty good competition. Um we had a team from Israel win.
Oh,
It
fun.
was yeah, bunch of good guys. They were really good. Um but it was Team Israel actually, I think is what it was called.
Team Israel.
Um
Nice.
yeah. Um there was a lot of worry about if we were going to be able to match up with them or not. Um
Yeah,
yeah.
that'd be hard. Yeah, we've had a few guys get the Net Duma, so we've been having fun with some kind of custom matches and hoping that that becomes a thing for all of us here soon.
Now, do you guys do scrimmages internally? Internally?
Yeah, like we don't do them often. We'll try. We've got maybe about 9, 10 of us that'll try to get some matches going whenever we get a
All right.
chance.
We do ours every Wednesday. Um, it's fun. It's a good
Mm-hmm.
time.
Oh yeah.
You guys should try it. Try doing a regularly scheduled one. We have it to where you can sign up for a certain time slot, so it's not like all at one time. So we do like, oh shoot, I'm gonna butcher this, but I know there's one at 1 p.m. Eastern and 5 p.m. Eastern and 9 p.m. Eastern. I think there's one at 9 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
Eastern.
Yeah, just so you got different time zones. Everybody can
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
get
we've
their
got
own
different
thing.
time. Yeah, and we usually get about at least two teams going on just about each one. You guys should definitely look into that. It's a lot of fun. Um, builds a lot of camaraderie. A lot of the
Mm-hmm.
new guys like getting in on it. Um, yeah,
Yeah, it's a
I
lot of
think
fun for sure.
it's a lot of fun. All right. Well, let's just go over the modifiers for this week for Clan Wars. Um, so this week there is what was it?
You got capture points, right? And then
Capture.
kill
I'm trying to think of
streaks.
what it's called. Uh,
Control freak.
Control Freak. That's what it is. We've got Control Freak. We've got Going Postal. The Clan bonus, and then we've got Sore Loser.
Mm.
Sore Loser is -60 for losing, -60%, which is pretty rough.
Pretty hefty.
Yeah. So as well as playing as a team, you definitely need to win as a team.
Mm-hmm.
Um, unless you can get like 12 caps, in which case it's whatever. um, yeah, there was some. um, and then caps is 20%, I believe, and going postal is a 30% increase, which is kind of an interesting combo. What do you think?
Yeah, it should be. I have only got to play I think 6 or 7 games so far, but it should be.
That's about where I'm at. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it'll be fun. I like it because it kind of gives a little bit for all the player base. Guys that are getting their kills, getting the kill streaks, they're gonna get some pretty high points per game scores. And then the guys that are just running around capturing zones and helping their team that way, they're gonna be able to
Mm.
get the points going too. So I think it should be fun. It should be interesting. It looks like Unknown's already figured it out this week,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
yeah, hopefully they take the weekend off and we can catch up a little
There's
bit.
always that one guy on someone's team who just throws up like crazy points per match. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
what's he at now?
They got a guy at over 11,000 per match right now.
Is that what he's at now?
Mm-hmm.
You or them?
No, the Unknown has a guy. 53
He's up to
matches.
11. Oh, he's up to
11,000.
12. He's up to 12. Almost 13.
Jeez.
That's
Yeah.
per match. He's got a 1.8. No, that's... Hold on, where's he at?
Yeah, you got a couple. There's Colton Street, who's got almost 13K, and then there's it's was it Jamonson at over 11,000.
Man.
Yeah, I
Oh my
think
gosh.
our highest is about almost 10,000. So that's still pretty good
Let's
though.
see. Yeah, our highest is just under 10,000 as well. Dang. Uh Insane, formerly known as Immortal, has almost 500 caps already.
It's pretty incredible.
And it's Thursday night.
Yeah, it
He's
should be
had
fun.
99 postals. Holy crap, he's going hard in the paint. He's got 170 matches. He's like cleaning the board right now. He's got most points. He's almost got 1,000,000 in points. Holy crap. It must have just updated. He's
Yeah, I
almost got
think
a
I saw
million in
something go through
points.
recently.
Check that out on ours. He's up at the top, insane. He's got almost 1,000,000 points.
Nice, insane. 170 matches. Wow.
Yeah, that's a grind.
Oh yeah. So one of these days, I'm gonna time it right so my wife and kids will go out of town during Iron Banner week, and I can just destroy.
Here, honey. Here, go to your parents for the weekend
Yeah.
and take the kids and.
Then I'll put up like Hey Fitzy numbers. And I'll get 300 matches in a week.
All right. Well, I'm gonna wrap this one up. I want to thank you again for joining me.
Of course.
I do want to say that Goo was not able to make it today. He had some IRL friends to hang out with. Shame for shame.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm just kidding. I wanna. I already thanked you. What am I doing? I'll thank you again.
Why not?
Yeah, why not? So do you want to plug anything
Yeah, I'll go ahead
and everything?
I guess you can find me if you want on Twitter. It's just Handsome Dragon. I think I took the zeros out on Twitter because I could. But it's still
Not
got
on Twitch.
No, Twitch still has the zeros. I think my gamer tag I took out the zeros. So actually no, I still got the zeros on Twitter too. So yeah, I got zeros for O's. So you can find me there. I Twitch. I don't stream too often. Usually depends on what I'm playing. If I'm playing Trials with my buddies, I might, but otherwise, I kind of leave it off. But yeah, you can if you're listening to this and want a Dad's Clan, you can find Uprising Dads on Bungie.net. Got a bunch of good guys there.
And as for both of us, I will plug DestinyClanWars.com is a great place if you are in a clan, and you want like it's great for when you're feeling the lull in content. I'll bet you can attest to that, Dragon, that it's held you over many a time when Destiny was getting stale.
And it helps the clan for the same reason. As a clan, you can kind of really start to feel these content droughts. And when you have something like this to really put your whole clan behind, it's a lot of fun.
Indeed. It's a ton of fun because you start focusing on modifiers like, oh man, all right, one last question. Favorite modifier for Clan Wars? I just now thought of this.
Yeah, I like when they do the weapon modifiers and they kind of mix it up because it'll be, if it's an auto rifle, then you get, everyone has to use that auto rifle then to get that bonus, and it really makes things interesting because not a lot of people like using auto rifles or scout rifles or hand cannons. Yeah.
Doctrine.
It's still good, but it's a big change for a lot of players. Guys that have only used Mida since it came out in year 2, and if they have to go use an auto rifle or if they have to go use a hand cannon, it's going to be a big change for them. Yeah, so I like seeing those kind of things. I like seeing changes or modifiers that make you change your gameplay, if that makes sense. Because I'm still a big fan of fisticuffs. Fisticuffs You just get
That's
everyone running
probably
Striker
my favorite
Titan.
one. Because you get so many people with Titan, yeah, Striker Titans, and oh man, it's so much fun. It's just so much fun. It's like you have a specific reason to actually do it for a week,
Hmm.
to just shoulder charge people, um, and I don't know. I love that one. Um, all right, so I am Coney. You can catch me at twitch.tv/Coney. Well, no, that is wrong. It is the Coney because Twitch doesn't like 4-letter gamer tags.
Lame.
Yeah, right? Which I changed from like NPDO45 Anna Coney to Coney, and it's so much cleaner. And but Twitch is like, you can't change your name, and I'm like, well, I'll just start a new one. So I did, and it's twitch.tv/theconey. You can catch us hopefully next week, actually on Twitch, because we had some difficulties this week with Skype not being heard on Twitch. But it is twitch.tv/KOTPodcast. If you want to be part of the Knights Clan, which is better than Uprising,
Just not the last 5 weeks.
yeah. Well, we came in second last time, didn't we?
No, sir.
Did you guys edge us out right at the end?
We did.
Did you? Oh.
Yeah. You guys got us right now, so we'll have to pull out some all-nighters.
That's right.
This
You
weekend.
edged us out right at the last 6 hours or something like that. It was something real close. We were really fighting for it, back and forth.
Yeah, it's always fun matches.
Yeah. But knightsofthephoenix.com, or you can look us up on Bungie. You could look me up and just look at my clan. It's just Coney on Bungie. I have Twitter as KOTPodcast, which is KOTPodcast. That easy.
Nice.
Thanks again for coming on with us, Handsome Dragon. You know, it's the funniest
Absolutely.
thing. I'm still doing it now. I played with a guy on PlayStation at one point, and his name was Educated Hunter. And for some reason, I keep on wanting to call you Educated Hunter. I did it in the last podcast, and I caught myself, and I was like, I'm doing it again, and I don't know what it is.
Funny.
Yeah, it's not even the right console. It's like, what are you doing? Yeah, so next week, we will be having Belle Bunny, as of right now.
Awesome.
Yeah, so that's going to be a good time. She is the founder of Dames of Destiny and Safe Gaming. And then in 3 weeks, we will be having Lady Desiree, the one and only. And so, thank you again, everyone, for listening to us. Again, this has been episode 7 of KOT Podcast. Thanks, and have a great night.
Have a good one.